My ears popped, and that only happens when you exceed legal altitude limits. Ma'am, ears pop from normal pressure changes. She pulled out her phone and showed me a compass app. This proves we're at 50,000 feet. That's a compass. You're lying to cover up your reckless flying. I demand you descend to 1,000 feet. That would put us through buildings. That's propaganda from big aviation to justify expensive fuel charges. She went back to her seat, but 5 minutes later, the flight attendant was back. The woman had written a formal complaint on napkins and gotten 3 other passengers to sign it by telling them we were in danger. One of the guys who signed it walked up to me. "Is it true we're flying illegally high?" I showed him the altitude on my tablet. That's exactly what someone flying too high would say. 20 minutes later, she hit the call button again. She had a tape measure pressed against the window. "Based on my calculations, we're at 70,000 feet. That's basically space. How are you measuring through a window?" Special vision. Years of yoga. She stood up and announced she was making a citizen's arrest on me for reckless endangerment and walked toward the cockpit holding plastic zip ties she'd brought from home. The air marshal stepped in and she pointed at him. "You're in on it. You're all in the pocket of Big Cloud." She turned around and went straight for the emergency exit to let in ground-level air because the high altitude was making everyone stupid. A flight attendant tackled her before she reached the handle. We made an emergency landing in Dallas. As they walked her off, she demanded a drug test for me, specifically for altitude drugs. The cop asked what those were. "If you don't know, you're not qualified to arrest me." Her formal complaint is the last thing I'll ever. You know, every year he looks more and more like the mailman. My uncle said it before I even sat down, and the whole table laughed. My brother Ryan pulled out the chair next to Dad. Same jawline, same green eyes, and I took my usual spot at the end. "Are you sure you weren't switched at birth?" Ryan said, sliding me a dinner roll. My parents laughed like it was the first time they'd heard it. My dad wiped his eyes. The boy got into a better school than Ryan, and I told him he must have inherited brains from whoever his real father is. The table cracked up. Ryan pointed at me with his fork. "Face it, bro, you're the mailman's kid, but tonight we settle it for good." He stood up and pulled a box out from under his chair. He handed out DNA test kits and grinned at me. "Can't wait to finally prove which mailman you belong to." My mom went quiet. "I don't think we need to waste money on that." My dad laughed. "Hand them out." We swabbed our cheeks between bites of ham. 6 weeks later, we were back at the same table for Sunday dinner. When the results hit our phones, Ryan counted down from 3. He opened his and stopped scrolling. "This has to be a mistake." Ryan showed up as a half-sibling. Every match on Dad's side connected to me, not him. My dad turned to my mom. "Who is Ryan's father?" She started crying. "Leonard." My dad stood up so fast his chair hit the wall. "The mailman? You actually slept with the mailman?" 23 years of jokes and every single one of them was true, just aimed at the wrong kid. I stood up and grabbed my jacket. My mom grabbed my arm. "We need to talk about this as a family." That's funny because I've never really been part of this family until about 5 minutes ago. I walked out the front door, sat in my car, and for the first time in 23 years, I was the one laughing. You know, a homeless man kept shoplifting in my store, and I regret stopping.